Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Take Data Engineer. So in this video we will discuss what is cloud composer, we will see what is orchestrations, why cloud computer came into picture, what problem does cloud composer will solve. We will see some hands-on also in the Google Console Cloud. Okay, I'll showcase how to create the cluster on Kubernetes for running your orchestration. Okay, so before understanding the cloud composer, so cloud composer is nothing but it is a Google Cloud Managed Service for running Apache Airflow. So if you know Apache Airflow, that is basically we are using for orchestration purpose, right? So what is orchestration? Why we are needing this? I'll explain all this concept in very details. Okay, so I'll explain these things from very basics, right? So before understanding the cloud composer, so we need to understand that what problem does cloud composer solve, right? So if imagine if you're a data engineer in a company and every day you need to do tasks like load file from the Google storage to BigQuery, right? Run SQL transformation, run a Spark job, send success or failure message, right? So this task must run in a correct order, right? Or run daily, hourly, in schedule basis. So retry if fails. To solve all this problem and to be monitored, you need an orchestrator, right? So orchestrator, what it will do? It will do all these things, right? So Cloud Composer is also is a orchestrator that is managed by Google Cloud basically, right? So you are running Apache Airflow in your system, right? You are installing Apache Airflow in your system, but whenever you are running Google Cloud, that's basically for the persons who is working on the Google Cloud. So if you are aware with Apache Airflow, so similar thing if you are using with a Google, that is called Cloud Composer, right? So this is the Cloud Composer, and that is basically a orchestration engine, right? So before that we need to understand what is orchestrator. So orchestrator is nothing but decide what to run, like which job to run, right? When to run, decide when to run, at what time it is running, like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, daily, hourly, monthly, decide in what order to run. So if there are multiple jobs, right, so which job is running first, based on that what is the second subsequent job, what is the third subsequent job. So it decides the order also. So what orchestrator do, it decide when to run, what to run, in what order to run, and this monitor the success and failure also. This is called basically a orchestrator. Okay, so we understand what is orchestrator, what is cloud composer, what is Apache Airflow. Now we'll understand what is Airflow. So Apache Airflow is basically a, so Cloud Composer is managed by Google, right? So if you talk about the Cloud Composer, it is managed by Google, right? But if you talk about the Airflow, so what is Airflow? Airflow is a open source. This is basically a open source. Okay, this is basically a open source. So Apache Airflow is a open source tool used to schedule. What it does, it schedule, orchestrate and monitor workflow. Okay, and it uses Python code to define the workflow, mostly Python 3 point. Okay, not the Python 2, Python 3.x. Okay, it is basically using the Python 3.x. So we understand what is Airflow, right? Now the final thing, what is then Cloud Composer then? So Cloud Composer is a Apache Airflow. It is similar things what is doing Apache Airflow, but it is why it is different from Apache Airflow, because this is open source. Apache and Airflow is open source, and this is running on the Google Cloud. Okay, fully managed by Google, right? Then we need to understand what is DAG, right? So DAG is basically a directed acyclic acyclic graph. What is acyclic? Which don't have the cycle. So something like this is one task, this is second task, this is third task, then we have this task. Okay, we have this task. So in this graph, if you see, there is no loop. If there is no loop, that is called direct acyclic graph. Okay, this is basically a, so our DAG is also like this. So DAG is basically a workflow written in Python and define task and their order. So this is like a task, right? T1 task, this is T2 task, this is T3 task, this is T4 task, this is T5 task, this is T6 and T7. So this is like a DAG definitions, right? This is like a DAG, right? So which work? So task one is running first, then task two is running, task three is running, then task four is running, then task six is depend the task six is depend on task four result, right? Similar T5 T7 is depend on T5, right? So this is similar thing is like it's happening in the DAG also. So this so DAG is basically a defined task and their orders. Okay. Then we need to understand what is task then. So task is nothing but it is a unit of work. Unit of work like I'm just writing a code to get data from the GCS bucket. Okay. GCS bucket. Writing a Python code to get data from GCS bucket. This is one task. Okay, then after getting the data, I am doing the transformation. This is second task. After transformation, I'm writing data to the BigQuery. Okay, that is called T3 task. Okay, so these are called tasks. So task is basically unit of work. So run a BigQuery SQL, run a Spark job, run a Python script, call an API. These all are the tasks. Okay, so task can be micro also. Like these are the micro tasks. This is a combination of tasks. Okay. So these all are called task. Now we understand what is task, right? We understand what is Cloud Composer, what is task. Now we need to understand. So if you talk about the DAG, like so I am just giving a real time analogy. It's like a start. Okay, it is like a start. Then we have something like load data. Then we have like a transform data. Okay, transform data. Then we have validate and end. Okay, validate, and then we have end. So this all become a DAG. Okay, this all become a DAG. This is called DAG. DAG is like a combination of tasks. Okay, these all are the tasks and these are DAG. This combination, entire combination is called DAG. Now we understand task, we understand DAG. So DAG is basically a collection of tasks. We need to understand the operator. So what is operator basically? So operator are pre-built task type, right? So operator are nothing but it's like a pre-built task type. Okay. So I have collected here the combinations of pre-built operator like BigQuery, insert job is operator, Python operator, Bash operator, data proc submit job operator, data flow start flex template operator. These all are the operator. Okay. Okay. So now we understand what is operator. Now we will see what is scheduler. Okay. First we will see theoretical part, then we will see the practical part also. Now we will see what is scheduler. What is scheduler? Scheduler is nothing, it is basically it is like a brain. Okay, so what brain do? Similar thing scheduler do also. So scheduler decide basically, it decide it decide uh when a DAG should run, when a DAG should run, then it trigger the task also, then it trigger the task also. Okay, so scheduler these two things. So if we have we can see some example like run our DAG every day 6 a.m. So that is done by the scheduler. Okay, then we already know what is worker. Worker is where our job is basically running. Okay, so worker execute the task, basically run code, do actual work. So scheduler is like a brain, worker is like a hand. Then we need to understand what is metadata. Okay, metadata metadata database. Yeah, what is metadata database? Okay, so metadata database, what it do, it store basically DAG run history, diagram history, then it store the task status. I'll showcase each and everything whatever I am just writing here. I'll showcase each and everything where I'll do the hands-on. Okay, then it will do the logs. Okay, it will store logs also, it will store how retry count also. Okay, retry counts. So we need to understand this details in very details. Okay. So what metadata database do? It is store diagram history, task, okay, task status, logs, and retry count. Okay, that is called metadata database. Okay, so these are all the theoretical concepts which we have learned. Okay, now we will do the practical part. So for practical, we will go to Google Cloud Console. Okay, so I'll just stop this. I'll go to we will go to Google Cloud Console. Okay, here I'll search Google Cloud Console. So if you are new and you don't know how to create and all the Google Cloud Console free tier, I'll create a different video, or I have already done that. So you can open the Google Cloud Console. You can open the console, this console. So if you'll open, this is basically the UI of the Google Cloud, right? So you can select the project from here. So you can create the project like a new if you wanted some new project, you can create something like a new project. Okay, you can give your project name. If it is related to organization, you can give organizations. If it's not, you can give you'll not select the organization. Okay, because I have already multiple projects, so I'll not select, right? So I'll cancel. This is free tier basically. So this is I am selecting the project, my project, Cloud Composer. Okay, I am under this project. This is the project. This is the project name and project ID. Okay, so I'll search in search bar. I'll search the Composer. Okay, I'll search. Okay, so I'll search here Composer. Okay, Composer. So if you search Composer, this first is the Google Cloud Composer. Okay, I'll open this because so it is giving the options to enable the Cloud Composer. So I'm opening enable, right? So if I'm clicking enable, it is basically enabling that. Okay. So you can go through the overview documentation if it is required. It is taking some time. Okay. Let it get enabled. So that's basically a managed Apache Spark environment on Google Cloud Platform. Okay. So if you see here, you can go through all the documentation, each and everything. It is bit slow, so it is taking some time. Why it is taking this much time? Okay, it is still in enable state only. Yeah. Yeah, so this got created, Cloud Composer. This is basically a Cloud Composer. With Composer, you can easily create or manage Airflow environment, right? So now I'll click on the create environment, right? So you can do on the create environment. Okay, so do create environment. Then I'll select Composer 3 or Composer 2, right? So I'll select the that is modernized one. Okay. So I'll select, you can select anything. So I'll select the Composer 3. Okay. So after selecting Composer 3, it will give the options to create the environment, right? So cloud is a bit slow. So you will give your name. I'll give like year 01. Then here I'll selecting US Central one spelled. So I'll select the service account name. So this is the test composer I have already created. I'll select this. Okay, it's like so, or it's I'll select like a by default this account also, right? I'll select this service account, right? Then we can so choose like resilience mode, like standard resilience. Okay, gen availability, Any zone by default I'll select a small. Environment in resource I'll select a small because I'm just doing the POC where a scheduler have zero point 0.5 GPU and 2 GB of memory, 1 GB of storage, DAC processor, each and everything. Environment is small. Okay. So and then I'll do, so after selecting, you can go through your configurations, worker, web server, trigger, but you can make it by default, right? So if you are not like not doing anything, so you can just select a small. If you're selecting medium, you'll get this configuration. For large, you are getting this configuration. Extra large, this one. So whenever you are or you can choose the custom also. So just I'm choosing the small one, okay? And then we have to do the create. Okay. So if you'll do create, it is taking some time. So your cloud composer will get created. Okay. So this is your basically cloud composer environment, right? So it is still in a running a is still in is creating a state. It is doing in the backend. From here you can access the logs. You can access the DAG list, each and everything you can access. Okay. So I'll showcase these things, that things also. Okay. So let it run and create. So here it is giving Airflow version. By default it is 2.10.5. So it is giving this version, right? So let it create. I'm not pausing this video. Okay. So it is creating the environment basically. So if this state is like a blue green tick, so it means that your environment got created, right? So still it is in progress. I think it will take some time. It is still creating, right? Yeah, so I'll because it is taking some time, so I'll create a second part. Once it is done, I'll create a second part of this video and where I'll showcase the entire demo. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.